Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday. We had an outing.
I'm so tired.
I know. We had to go out to do a few things, and it's the first time we've left the house since you got back from Atlanta, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a little rough. We ran up to the post office. We had to go to PetSmart to pick up some food, and then we went to the grocery store real quick. We only picked up like 4 items, but there was a few things that Mal was like, I'd like to pick something up, so we'll run in there. And I got to tell you, Mal is done in the car for
a
long time.
A while.
We also picked up lunch on the way home. And this is your first time having outside food. We went to Panera, and Mal got a sandwich and some soup. And I got a sandwich. Their little computer things are down, and that's how I prefer to order, because on their board it doesn't tell you any ingredients, which is infuriating, because then you have to ask, based on the name alone, what is in the sandwich. So I'm like, okay, what's in this? And they're like, well, it's these things. And I was like, okay, well, that sounds good. But it's weird trying to order something based solely off of a name. So this is the, turkey bacon bravo, I think. I think that's what it was called. Sounds right. It's just basically a turkey bacon sandwich. It didn't have mayo on it, which is kind of what I was asking about. It has a special sauce. And also the bread is pink? Why is the bread pink? Looks kind of pink.
I think it looks like cheddar bread.
Cheddar bread? I don't know. I mean, it's good. It's good. I think, in retrospect, I would have asked them to just put mustard on it. Because turkey bacon and mustard.
You have mustard?
Yeah, I could put mustard. It has that sauce on it, though. And it's fine. It's just, I think I just prefer mustard to basically any other sauce, really. So today, we had to do that. And that was a big adventure. And it's going to be a while before we do anything like that again, because the hard part, I think, for Mal is just getting in and out of the car, right? That's where a lot of the difficulties come in.
Yeah, being in the car is not fun either.
Mm-hmm. But we weren't out for super long, but just long enough to get some stuff done. Now we're back home. I got to take a shower because I need to take a shower, and Skyrim again tonight, which I'm really looking forward to. I had a blast playing it last week, so it'll be fun to jump back into that world later tonight. Let me put you here. This is. Didn't realize I had a void here. Okay, let me just turn off the. This is kind of unsettling. It's just, where are we? There's no music. It's just Steam Cloud error. Oh, hold on. This is okay. Steam was unable to sync your files. That's fine. Just launch the game.
Is this the John Oliver boy?
Yeah, I'm from downstairs. Smells like, is this John Oliver? Yeah, I'm John Oliver now. Oh, jumping ahead a few hours, as I often do. And man, Skyrim's fun. Skyrim is just a fun game, and I think I can see how it would be easy, to get burned out if you played like a ton of it. Says the person who played it for 3 years straight. But having taken a break from it for like multiple years, it's really enjoyable, and it's cool because we have been focusing solely on new material, and it's neat. Like I was doing a mission that was a new mission, and at the end of the mission, a courier showed up and was just like waiting to talk to me because other people were talking to me. And then finally, when I was done talking to the person I had been talking to, I talked to the courier, and he's like, you just got this leather. And like in Skyrim, you get leathers from couriers like all the time. And I wasn't even sure. I've been using chat's help to figure out if it's something new or not. And I was just like, who knows what this is? And everyone's like, no, that's actually a new quest. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was just a little tiny thing about how there were necromancers that were trying to conjure up zombies. And activating that quest takes you to this location, and then you fight a ton of zombies, and you see all these dead necromancers, and then you learn Conjure Zombie. And that's just a little tiny little bit of like lore sprinkled in the world, but it adds a lot because zombies weren't in Skyrim. That's a completely new enemy. So now zombies are in the game. So you can either stumble across a zombie, or if you fight a necromancer, they can spawn a zombie. And of course, you get that spell also, so you can conjure zombies. And like getting access to all of that stuff is it's just really cool. It's just really, really neat that you are given, all of these new little things. And, Skyrim on its own is enjoyable. Like if you've never played Skyrim and you're like, oh, I want to play the Switch version, but the Switch version isn't the anniversary edition, doesn't have all the stuff. Will I still enjoy it? Yeah, it's at this point, 10 years on, I think I can say it's a classic. A lot of people have really, really enjoyed the game, but it's nice that there's all this new stuff. I was walking through a town and someone was standing there and they were in a fighting stance. And I chatted with them and they're like, I want to fight. So we had this little fight, and then he gave me a piece of paper and disappeared. And everyone's like, that's also a new quest. So it's kind of neat that we continue to, like, not only are we seeking out new quests, but we are stumbling across new quests as well. And I'm actually surprised by it, because I thought for sure it was going to be very difficult to find these things. But there's a fairly substantial amount of new content, and it's been nice to run across it. If you hear a sound, we're finishing up the dishwasher. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot more to add other than I'm going to continue to be playing it. Mal still can't appear on a Friday stream for that long. Honestly, she can't stand to sit on the couch that long. She's got to be like reclined. Mal's actually dealing with a new problem, which I think is a good problem. I don't think it's a bad problem. Her abdomen, kind of like around the area of the incisions, is now ultra sensitive to the touch. And this is something that started today, and it's gotten kind of worse as the day went on. And we speculate that what's happening is like the nerves inside are healing. And it's so sensitive, like it's sensitive to the skin touch. It's not like a push. It's like you have barely touched Mal's abdomen.
Like having a blanket or fabric.
Yeah, like Mal can't have she's now to the point where like she can't stand to have her shirt touching her abdomen, because it's like electric, right? It's like tingly, I guess.
It's uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable. And that actually makes sense because Haley had surgery last year. And that was a whole thing. And at some point she'll be on the vlog and she'll be able to like talk more about it. But she actually had a rib removed. It's a whole thing.
She's talked about it on Twitter.
She's talked about it on Twitter, but I haven't. We have not seen that. We have not seen Alex and Haley in person in almost 3 years. Whew. It's kind of wild. And as a result, we haven't gotten her input, perspective on everything that she went through last year. But she had a rib removed up by her neck in order to alleviate some nerve problems that she was having. And it was obviously a fairly major surgery. And she went through a phase where like she couldn't stand things to...
She was wearing asymmetrical shirts.
She was wearing asymmetrical shirts because she could not stand to have anything touch it, because even just lightly touching the skin was awful. So I think that's maybe what Mal is going through. Anyway, Mal's doing good. She's recovering well, and I suspect that that's what is happening with this. But it is a new development. But as of 2 days ago, Mal finished her second week of recovery, so now she's entering into the third week of recovery. So things are going to keep changing. There's going to be little things here and there that are different and that she has to adjust to. But by and large, I've been really impressed with her progress. and we'll see what happens. I don't know if I've talked about it on the vlog. Maybe I have, and if I have, I apologize. I know I've mentioned it on the stream. Her surgeon did say 8 weeks before kind of returning to like normal stuff. So New Year's, basically. And that's a long time, but every week will be kind of a new little thing. Like, oh, how is your body healing this week, and what's happening, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. But still, so far so good, and that's important. And as one final thing, we could probably talk more about this tomorrow. Mal stopped playing Little King's Story because it was bad. Is that fair? Like, is it?
There was some things in the game I did not like. Some gameplay elements that frustrated me, and I was like, I'm done with this.
It was bad.
Yeah. For those of you who know the game, like, there's a princess, and then once you get the princess, it's like, hey, look at all this stuff. And I tried to go to one of those places, and I was like really frustrated about some stuff. So I was like,
Mal, I was watching Mal play, and there's a part. So like in Pikmin, you got this big open world. It's also on a day system.
Yeah.
And when you kill an enemy, it's dead.
Yeah.
And it might come back after a few days, but it's dead. In Little King's Story, you have your little army and you're fighting stuff. It's very Pikmin-esque. If you wander off screen, not leave the area, I'm just like the screen no longer sees where the enemy was, and then you come back, the enemy will literally respawn. It works very similar to how Earthbound handles enemy spawns.
Well, they're always there in Little King's Story.
But in Little King's Story, they're always there. It's not random. So Mao had spent a lot of time killing an enemy, and then she had just passed a hot spring, and she's like, oh, that I can refill my health. So she wandered barely off screen to get to this hot spring, and when she came back, the enemy was just back with full health. And Mao was like, I just can't. She's like, there's so many bad game design choices, and I'm like, then don't play it. I know that it's cute and it's humorous, but if it's life is too short to play bad video games, and if you get a taste of a game, then that's cool. You got a taste of it, but move on. So tonight I moved to the PS4 into the living room, updated it, got Ghost of Tsushima installed and charged controllers. So now tomorrow Mal can start Ghost. So maybe someday we'll finally play through Little King's Story to completion. But Mal put in, I think you beat about a fourth or more of it, because
that sounds right.
How Long to Beat said it was about 24 hours long, and Mal put in probably about 6 or 7 hours, maybe a little longer. And again, she's like, it's not getting better, so it's fine. All right, now I'm done. Talked a lot about video games. Thank you so much for watching. Let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?
Notte giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor.